we're on the part-timer group right now. So, hey, if you are full-time, you need to have your docs done, right? You need to have your docs filled out. Make sure that you've got the right documents done. So that we can go through this. And I'm going to actually teach you guys the other part of the docs today. So you guys can have all of those and you're ready to go. So anyway, guys, so I'm excited to be with you guys this morning. Let's see, this YouTube thing is there we go. Part-timer group right now. So if you are full-time, you need to have your doc. Sorry, I can't mute this. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't letting me pause that, but all right. So hey, for you part-time people, I want you guys to be able to I want you guys to have a minute to just kind of ask questions. What are some things you as part-time, like being part-time, being still having a full-time job, but looking to go full-time, excuse me. What are some things that you really feel like you need some help with? Where are you stuck? What questions do you have, guys? Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask. I want to be able to help you guys, but I want to know what you guys feel like you need help with. So I can kind of come up with some stuff to talk about over the next, week or so. Does anybody have anything that they're needing help with right now, specifically? John, were you gonna say something, or are you not unmuted on purpose?
Oh, my bad.
All good. All good. All right, cool. Well, sweet. Since everybody's got everything down, y'all are doing amazing. That's great. I'm excited to have a bunch of people that know everything that they're doing, which is exciting.
Nope,
but
I don't know crap about what I'm doing. I'm here to
I know you don't, because you don't get on the calls, Brad.
I know. So besides for telling me, make sure you get on the meetings, because we already know you don't miss any meetings, or else it just does not work. Hey, I'm a proven example. At least I can prove all your examples now coming back into this. I don't need to show up to every meeting. Guess what happens when you don't show up? You don't make money.
What do you need help with?
I need help with coming back into the game. I was dang near setting straight state records for recruiting, and now I'm just sitting here like, I don't even know what to post on Facebook.
Yeah, so everything that I taught you before still works. We do the same thing. Like it's the same exact thing.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's the craziest thing. It's almost like the 2 years that I've been in Primerica, the same system that we've been running has worked and doesn't change. Like it's the picture itself is different, but the concept is the same. The appointment setting script is the same. The field training thing is the same. Right. And I think about, like Taylor just said, if you went to the gym for a month and you didn't lose weight, but you weren't eating good, is it the gym's fault? No, like you got to go, like you got to have the full recipe, right? You have to have the full, the consistency. You have to have the right diet plan in place. You got to be moving your body, like all those things you need to be successful. So like, like Brad would tell you, I love Brad. Brad's one of my best friends, if you don't know who Brad is, but he was doing really good in the business and then had some stuff going on and mindset was not great, needed to go take a job for a little while. And now he's like, all right, I got to get back into doing Primerica again. And guys, and Brad, I'm picking on you a little bit, but I'm not trying to be mean on purpose, but it's like the 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of thing. And I talked about this on Saturday at the leadership school, was like, if you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, you have 1 foot out, which you're not going to get where you want to go, right? You can have a job, you could be doing this part-time, but have your heart be here and have your job be paying your bills until you're ready. Does that make sense? Like, so like Brad, with what you're asking, like it's the mindset of like, you have to, like, you're going to have to prove to yourself right now that like, all right, I just got to go do it again. Like you have to, that you still can, that it still works. Like you're going to have to go prove to yourself, because and guys, this is just, I don't know about you all, but for me, this is like a subconscious thing. Like if I quit doing something mentally, I'm like, okay, well now it's going to be even harder because I already quit once. Right. Or I've already stopped doing it one time. And so for what I would tell you, Brad, is like if you just double your current activity, which is not high, right? So if you double that current activity, you're going to see a lot of results start to happen, and that's going to get your confidence back. Like you're probably one of the best recruiters on this call right now. Like if you just set some appointments.
just give me a solid number, coach, because you say double my activity and my activity right now is zero.
Zero.
So doubling that
That's
is going to
fair.
be zero.
Double of zero is still zero. So go set 10 appointments today.
Okay. Fair
You
enough.
can do that. I've seen you set 15 or 20 in a day. Go set 10 today and then post in the team chat and the Telegram when you're done. And just so y'all know, Brad is the whole reason our team moved from Facebook Messenger to Telegram, and then he quit right after we did that. So Brad has to post in the Telegram chat after he sets 10 appointments today. Everybody else is going to hold you accountable to that as well, Brad. So what's up, Tammy? What you got?
Okay, so when doing recruit appointments, should we not do more than one appointment at a time?
So I don't. If you're doing more than one, it's an op meeting. Like the presentation is going to be a little different. It should be at least. Now, so you guys can do what you want, how you want. You can do things whatever. Now I will coach you on the way that I'm teaching you on how to build the business, which is through the blue presentation, one-on-one interviews, and the op meeting on Tuesdays, right? So that being said, like if that's not happening, then we need to make sure that we're doing one-on-one interviews, and we need to make sure we're going to the op meeting, right? So what I will tell you, and maybe this is, I don't know if it can happen or not, and it doesn't necessarily matter, but I will just say this: if you are picking up appointments for people, guys, so like if you're in the licensed agent group and you're grabbing appointments, you need to be running the play that I teach. Right? You need to be running the blue thing, not triple book, not throwing 7 people on a video call, nothing crazy like that. Unless you're like checking with the person first, right? Like, hey, Tammy, I got another person. I'll do it both at the same time. I'll just do an op presentation. Nothing wrong with that. Just clarify that first so we're not surprised, right? That's all. And so, Tammy, to answer your question, yes and no. Like, it's not right or wrong. Like, there's people that recruit 100 people a month that only do group interviews. That's totally fine. I've got no issue with that. Just the way I'm teaching you guys is to load up the op meeting. If you're doing group stuff, if you want to maximize your time, load up the op meeting on Tuesdays when you can. And then outside of that, what should be one-on-one interviews and follow-ups and stuff like that. And if you're double booked and you got to run 2 at the same time, you should treat it like an op meeting more than a one-on-one interview, because you can't really interview 2 people at the same time. People are not going to typically be open to sharing all of their life stories and stuff like that at that time. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying you can't recruit people. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying that's not how I teach how to do it. Does that make sense? Cool. Any other questions, guys? No, awesome. All right. Hey, if you're part-time, go type in the Telegram chat. What is your appointment setting record? And when are you going to break it? Right. I know it's like a beating a dead horse here, but what is your record? And when are you gonna break that appointment setting record? That's what I need you guys to go put in the team Telegram. So what's your single day appointment setting record, and when are you going to break it? All right. So guys, if you're full-time, this is for you. If you're not full-time, then just listen if you want, but know that I'm not talking to you right now if you're not full-time. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just gonna kind of coach them on how to get into the fast start training and stuff like that, right, guys? So full-time people, like when you recruit somebody, right, when you bring them on the interview, you should have them post, right? So after I am done with my interview, once I get a solution number, after I tell them, hey, the orientation is on this day, which there's an orientation at 2:00 today, guys, we've recruited 20 people this month. I think I've personally seen 2 or 3 of them on orientations. If you have somebody, I'm just going to say this, if you've recruited anyone at all, okay, in the last 2 weeks, you need to reach out to those people and get them on today's orientation at 2:00 if they are able. All right. Now I know Angie Pangborn's been running some of her own orientations with some people that weren't able to make those meetings. So that's fine. But guys, I need you guys to get your people into orientation. Guys, we have 20 recruits almost. I think 19 recruits right now on the team for the month. We're at 9,000 in premium. Okay. So when I recruit somebody, I have them post for me on social media. Why? I want to get them quick results. I want to get a couple appointments booked, something along those lines for that person. Okay. Then when I meet with them, Michelle, I'll answer that in a second. When I meet with them, on their orientation, we're gonna do a wedding list, right? I'm gonna give them a wedding list, help them understand how to qualify things, right? I'm gonna send them the appointment setting audio or the boot camp. I'm gonna send them that stuff. And then guys, I'm gonna work with them and I'm gonna teach them how to set the appointments up. And then guys, after that, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, you gotta go set some appointments. Like you either are getting licensed or you're getting field trained, right? It's one of the two. So if you guys are recruiting, when you guys recruit people, those of you that are full-time, when you're recruiting them, if they need to be getting licensed, and if they're not setting up appointments on your calendar, they should be licensed like tomorrow. Why? Because appointments they take 3 to 5 minutes to set up, right? Like not even, it's 2 to 5 minutes on the phone and you set your appointment and then you're good and you can move on. But guys, if you have people that you bring on they're like, I don't know if I want to set appointments or whatever the mental barrier is there. Great, go get your license and then let's get you on in the field. The problem with that is your people aren't getting promoted, right? So your people aren't getting the promotions that they could, the fast start bonus that they could. And statistically, 80%, just over 80% of all regional vice presidents got to district leader in their first 30 days. Right. So again, that's good, right? Because that means if you don't get to district leader, or if you didn't get to the district leader in the first 30 days, you still can. Right. You definitely still can do that. But if you look at what the amount of people that do, it's a much higher percentage of people do when they get to district leader. Why? Because you, as the trainer, are teaching them how to build the business. Y'all understand, like an RVP is just a district leader that built 3 or 4 other district leaders. That's all. An SVP is a district leader that built probably 7, 8, 10, 100 district leaders, right? And that's all that this business is. It's get them to district leader and let them figure it out. Because guys, at the end of the day, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't want to be building district leaders until you're signing, like going to your funeral. Yes or no? All you need to do is you need to build a district leader, plug them into the system. Some people will figure it out. Some people will quit. Some people will get big. It's okay. Guys, you need to be okay with the process of this business is a plug and play business. It's not a do for them business. Some of you guys like to do everything for people, and that's good because they're getting licensed. They're on the meetings. They're on trainings. They show up, but they're not making money because they haven't had to learn the process. Or they're not making money as quick as they can. They're not going as fast as they can because they've had their hand held and they haven't developed the skills. Think about like a little kid, right? Like if all you did was carry your kids around, you never made them walk, you never made them do anything themselves, you're gonna have some 10-year-old enabled children that you have to carry everywhere that don't know how to do anything for themselves, that you have to feed, you have to wipe their butt, you have to do everything for them, right? And guys, that's like our business like has so many parallels to that, to just being a parent in general, because when you come into Primerica, you know nothing about what's going on. You don't know the language. You don't know how to do anything. Yes or no? Right? So you have to learn that. And our job, my job, is to teach you and equip you on how to do that. Some of you guys that are full-time right now, you're trying to hold the reins so freaking tight. But at the same time, you're there. It's not even you're holding the reins tight on the system. You're holding the reins tight on you want all that to be on your calendar. Does that make sense? Are you following me? Like, so we got to get them independent quick. Like Matt and Lydia are brand new, a week in the business. They're on Michelle's team. I want them to be independent. I want Michelle to be independent like yesterday. They're not ready yet, but everything I'm talking about is with the end in mind of them setting up their own appointments, them running their own appointments, them eventually recruiting their own people, teaching them how to set appointments, teaching them how to run their own appointments. Why? Because that's duplication. Does that make sense? Like, Brian, I don't want to run everything for them forever because that's not freedom for them or me. That's not building them a business. That's giving them a job. Right? I'm not in the business of giving people jobs. I'm in the business of teaching you how to build businesses. Does that make sense? So like, you have to understand that with the end in mind, when you're training people from day one, from the day I recruit somebody, I'm training them on how to build a business. That doesn't mean that's always going to work super quick. Like if you've been an employee for 40 years, it's going to be tough for you to come in here and completely shift your mindset So I have to learn all these skills to then go duplicate into other people. It is what it is. But it's the good thing about it is skills can be what, guys? They can be learned, right? You can develop skills. So that's my challenge to you guys today, like everyone, not just the full-time group, but specifically the full-time group, is to look at what you're doing versus what I'm doing and what is different. Like, I mean, like Elliot and I've talked a little bit, and like he's like, I don't understand how you're doing all this stuff throughout the day, because I'm not holding people's hands. I'm not spending an hour on the phone with somebody who is a nice person, a very nice person, right? There's 3 types of people, if you don't know what I'm talking about. There's VNPs, very nice people, right? There's could be players, people that have potential, and then there's players. Who do you think I spend most of the time on the phone with? Very nice people, could be players, or people that are actively engaged in doing something big right now? Who do you think? Which one? The players, right? That's who I'm talking with, right? If they call me, I'll spend an hour with them on the phone to help them if I need to. Guys, like, I'll just be real. I'll be transparent with you guys. Last night, someone called me in the car on the way home, and this is a very nice person, right? Never gets on meetings or anything. I mean, I guess maybe it could be player, I guess. But anyway, he's just talking to me about all of the excuses as to why he can't get on meetings and this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just, Brian, I'm like, dude, hey, look, it's crazy. It's awesome you're doing all that stuff. You know, let me know if you need help with it. I got to get off the call. Like, I got to go. Like,
Ian said.
what did Ian say? Oh, so on this is fun. This is kind of related, but so on Monday, so I'm in a group coaching program. Give me 2 seconds. I don't think I can pause the live stream. I was going to pause it for just 1 second, but that's fine. So yeah, I can't. So there we go. So yeah, I was on a coaching call, and the guy, some of y'all know who's coaching me, some of you don't. That's fine. Doesn't matter. But the guy, one of the guys in the group, he's a pastor, and he's in Primerica also, and he's built a couple other successful businesses, and we're all being held accountable to our numbers, to our coach, which y'all should be accountable to your numbers. But and he told him his numbers for last month. He was like, my team was like 0 by 200 and something, or whatever, I don't know, it's not a lot, and very, like, basically nothing. And the coach is like, the guy, he was like, well, it's because of Easter, like that's why I didn't do anything. And he goes, I just looked at Taylor and I was like, oh God, like I knew it was coming, right? He goes, how many days are Easter? and he's like, 1. He's like, I know. He's like, well, don't use that as an excuse, right? Some of you guys have kids that are graduating school this year. Some of you guys have stuff going on with your other job. Like, how much time does that stuff actually take up? And if it takes up any more time than the amount of actual time it takes up, your thought process is wrong. Like, I'm respectfully telling you that you're not thinking clearly. Right? If you're letting your job that you work 40 hours a week, if you're letting your job that you work at 40 hours a week take up 60 hours of your week, because the other 20 you're just thinking about all the people that are there and blah blah blah, and all the things that actually do not matter at all to your business and your income and your life and your family, you're thinking about the wrong things, and that's why you're stuck. Right? Like, I don't know who that was for this morning, but like, if we go clock in and we clock out, but our brain stays clocked in until we go to bed at night, you need to build your escape boat yesterday, because that's terrible. Like, guys, I am obsessed with this business and so engaged right now because of what we're building. But guess what? Like, I'm straight up telling you guys, 10 to 15, 20 years from now, I'm going to Hector Lamarck this thing. I'm going to be out. You won't be able to catch me on a meeting ever. Never. Because I'm paying the price right now. Right? Like, I'm working as hard as I can right now to get this thing built. But guys, we have a great like balance with our kids and our family. But I think it's undeniable that we're putting in the effort that's required to build a business. Like, not one of you guys could look at me and say you're not putting in the effort that you need to. Not one. Right? And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that you gotta look at it from a different perspective. I've owned a business my whole life, guys, and I know I'm on a little bit of a tangent, but like, you have to understand, if you're recruiting and training people, if you are full-time in this business, you should not be aiming to be full-time as a freaking division leader or you're leaving so much money on the table. I was talking, I'll be done after this and we'll go into the docs. But what's that? You are, guys, if you're a division leader, think about it for a second. As a regional vice president, to division leader, what's the spread? What's the spread? 50%. If you're a full-time division leader, you are leaving 50% of every sale on the table. For me, I don't want your money. I mean, y'all can pay me if you want to. Like, I want the override, but I don't want 50% when I could have 30 and you could be at a regional leader or a senior regional leader. I want you making as much as you can. So you can get to RVP and you can make 110% commission. Like if you listened at all to what Keith Otto was saying at the end of his talk last night, 7 to 10 RVPs making 100 grand a year, you're set forever. Guys, but it takes 5 years, like 5 years of your life to build a business that's going to pay you more than you could probably fathom seeing in your bank account right now per month. Like I am telling you guys, the last 2 months we've made over $18,000, and it just blows my mind that 2 years ago we were 5 months behind on the mortgage. Like
living off of 20 something.
Yeah, and living off 27 grand a year. Like what the heck? Are you kidding me? It just doesn't make sense, guys. And like, but you have to be willing to pay the price. You have to go set up appointments. Like that's where it starts. Like people, they always are looking for the shortcut. Like, what's it take to build a business? What's your secret in Primerica? My secret in Primerica is I talked to everyone. I set up appointments with everyone I possibly could. I put my trainer on so many appointments. Guys, after 3 or 4 appointments, I could do it myself. I didn't need his help anymore. But you know what? I wasn't licensed yet, Brian. So I wanted to go see how he did it. Why? Because he was making 200 grand a year at the time. I was making 27,000. He knew things I didn't. So I wanted to go get on those appointments. I wanted to see how he did it. I wanted to learn from the best that I could. Guys, if you're not licensed right now, I would challenge you today. You need to go set up, you need to pick up your phone and you need to make some calls and you need to get in the field because that's where you're going to learn this stuff, guys. There is no secret in Primerica. No secrets. It's field training and it's the fast start. That's it. Guys, get after it today. If you're full-time, we're going to do the docs real quick. We're going to show everybody your activity so everybody can see where you're at. It's exciting. So if you're not full-time or if you are full-time and you're not on the docs yet, you need to message me. Angie, I know I still got to get you on here. So shoot me a text. I'll get you on here today. All right. So we go from most activity to least activity. Guys, I'm on this because I want you guys to hold me accountable. I don't need to be on this, Angie. I don't need to be tracked because I do the crap I need to do every day, right? But some of you guys need that accountability and you need to see what it looks like. So I forgot to change our morning numbers, but that's fine. I'll change those later. But guys, I have 52 appointments in the next 7 days on my calendar. Today, I'm closing 5 recruits and 3,000 in premium. Cassie has 25. Cassie, you're next. What do you have today? I saw you.
Today I have my exam at 12 and then I have 2 recruits and 3 KTs.
And 2 recruits and 3 KTs. Great job. Josh, what do you got today?
I've got 3 recruits and 1 KT.
3 and 1?
I think. Hold on, let me look at my calendar.
You're good. That's fine. You need to get this number needs to be yellow tomorrow. You got to get up into the 15 or more. That's where it starts to grow. Like you're growing right now because you're super engaged with your people. Imagine if you were engaged with your people with the amount of appointments that allowed you to compound your business. Right?
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
get your docs to 15. Tomorrow morning, you need to have 15 appointments on your calendar. You're losing 4 today, you said, right? 3 recruits and 1 KT.
Yeah, I think so.
So you need to set 7 appointments today for you and your team, because all of that stuff counts on here. So you need to set 7 appointments today. That's it. Oh, what you got?
Look it over for Mike and Lisa. I also don't know my teams, or groups, or KTs for appointments wise. So I can get caught and find that out.
So our team goes towards our numbers too?
Yes, your team appointments, these appointments, team recruits and team kitchen tables goes towards your appointments. Yes.
Okay, so I should be contacting my team to see where they're at. Well,
Well,
they're
no,
going on my
because
schedule anyway, so.
They should be on your calendar. Yeah, they should be on your calendar. Your team, until they are licensed and independent, should be setting every appointment on your calendar. So it should all
Okay.
be on your calendar. So when you're counting every day, it's there. So what do you
Okay.
have?
Like Luke and stuff, like he runs.
He runs his own appointments. So it doesn't count. Those aren't your docs. Those are his.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay,
Yep.
okay.
All right, cool. And then Karen. Mother.
Mom to you. I have 3 recruit appointments tonight,
Hey,
this
recruit.
afternoon, I mean.
All right.
I know
hey,
my
if you're-
docs need to be higher.
Yeah, if you're in the gray, you need to get to yellow like yesterday. Like gray is the color of the funeral homes, right? That's like, please don't live there, right? Yellow is sunshine, right? It's happiness. So you got to get those docs up, guys. You got to get your appointments higher. Like you have to, like it should be an emergency for you, right? So Angie, Jenna, anybody else that's on the verge of being full-time in the next couple of months, I need you guys to message me. And then I will do a docs training with you guys as a full-time group. So we're not taking up everybody's morning going over the docs again. Cassie, what's up?
So just to clarify the docs, it's just the appointments you're running, not teammates' appointments that they're running, just to clarify for everybody on the call.
Yeah, so it's appointments on your calendar. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody else isn't going to run them. That just means that somebody you're training or your own appointments. So like, let's just use Jenna, for instance, right? Jenna is basically running all of her own appointments. So she's not on yours. So her appointments don't count for your docs. Her activity doesn't count for your activity. Her production counts for your production, but her activity doesn't, because guys, Primerica is a personal activity business for the first 2 or 3 years. Like right now, we're at a point where I still have to have personal activity or you all stop doing what you need to do. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. But if I don't do what I need to do day in and day out in terms of my personal activity, look at the beginning of April, where we went from closing every single day to like 3 days without anyone closing anything at all. For the little while, it's all personal activity. Like it stems from your activity because people need to see you win. And eventually we'll promote 3, 4, 5 RVPs. I won't need to do the activity anymore, but I still will because I'm going to lead from the front. But right, like the docs are designed for you to be held accountable on your calendar activity. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And your calendar activity around income producing appointments. That's what we're going to, IPAs, right? Not income producing activity, income producing appointments. How many appointments do you have in the next 7 days on your calendar? That's what we're tracking. So everybody go type in the Telegram if you didn't do it already. What's your appointment setting record, single day appointment setting record, and by what day are you going to break it? And then Josh, I will call you. I'll talk to you guys later.